Sailor Moon Eternal versus Sailor Moon SuperS or SuperS. Season 4 of Sailor Moon is all about dreams. Comment down below if you always called it Super Moon SuperS or Super Moon Sailor Moon SuperS. Because when I started rewatching it, there was a time like for the preview they said, or Usagi's voice actor said SuperS, and I never did it that. I just said SuperS. Anyway, get into this video. The first arc of season 4 is focused on Pegasus, a magical deity who is a protector of dreams and is always appearing in Chibiusa's dreams to escape the new enemy. Before I talk about them, let's talk about Chibiusa since I didn't really talk about her in the last video. And she's kind of the main focus of this season, so pretty important. In the future, she is the daughter of Mamoru and Usagi. She's training to be a proper Sailor Guardian with the other Sailor Guardians. She was very unlikable and annoying in the original. Luckily, in Sailor Moon Crystal, she's not as bothersome and seemed to be more caring towards her future mom, Usagi. Moving on, the Dead Moon Circus arrives and a dark barrier occurs with a circus tent. Dead Moon Circus is led by Zirconia, played by Robert Boxdale in the Cloverway dub. And the Cloverway dub does it again. It's more censoring. You could have been great if you didn't do all the censoring. Cloverway made Zirconia a male, but actually, originally in the manga, Zirconia is a she, Madame Zirconia, and she is played by Barbara Goodson in the Viz Media dub. She's instructed by the Dark Queen Helenia, there you go, who's trapped in a mirror. They're looking for Pegasus to steal the golden crystal from him. They need it to free the queen from the mirror. Eventually, we get introduced to one of the subordinate groups of the villains, and my favorite, the Amazon Trio. Tiger's Eye, he was played by Jason Barr in the Cloverway dub, and played by John Eric Bentley in the Viz Media dub. But to be honest, I don't like the voice for Tiger's Eye in the Viz Media dub. Because it just doesn't fit the character and the personality in my opinion. And I've heard John Eric Bentley in other things, but Tiger's Eye is not the character for him, in my opinion. So I will play a few clips of Korra. I just want you to give me your take on it. And be right back.
Fisheye, listen. Why don't you try working once in a while? All right. But I wonder, just maybe I'm more your type. It wasn't for that Snoopy Sailor Snout or whatever she's called.
Forgive me for startling you, my sweet. No. Relax, don't be scared. I'm not a weirdo. 2 and 3. Who's that?
Okay, more on Tiger's Eye. He usually targets younger women while using his charismatic personality to lure them in. Let's talk about Hawk's Eye. It is played by Benji Plenaire, Cloverway dub, and Michael Yurchak, Viz Media dub. At first, I wasn't a fan of the Viz Media voice of Hawk's Eye, but his voice, it grew on me. Anyway, he targets older women, which reflects his type of women. We first see him in action when he targets Usagi's mom, Ikuko. And lastly, we have Fish's Eye, my favorite. And I'll admit that I was confused in the original anime of Fish's Eye sex. Was he male or female? And it didn't help that the Cloverway dub, once again, did unnecessary changes. They made Fish's Eye into a woman, which is why she's played by, or Fish's Eye is played by Deborah Drakeford in the Cloverway dub. That's why I'm grateful that Viz Media dub did it right. Eric Scott Camerer plays Fish's Eye in the Viz Media dub. This was perfect casting. and why. You might also know Eric Scott's voice as Gother in Seven Deadly Sins. Fish's Eye is definitely gay. He says women don't do it for him. And Gother is bisexual. They don't explore that in the anime, which is unfortunate. I looked it up and that's what popped up. So, I don't know. Would have liked to explore that. But anyway, both Fish's Eye and Gother are seen cross-dressing throughout their series. Plus, they both have feminine features and they are males. The Viz Media dub made it very clear that the Amazon trio are all guys. There's a line in the anime where Hawkeye, or Tiger's Eye, I'm not really sure, says, "We're all guys here." Plus, in the We Love Fashion, the Stylish Guardians episode, Yoshiki Usui, a famous fashion designer, approaches Fish's Eye to be his exclusive model. Fish's Eye clearly says, "I'm a guy." Then Yoshiki says, "I don't care about that. To me, your beauty transcends gender." Furthermore, I need to mention this. Clover Ray did more than 3. I can't remember where I saw this, but apparently Yoshiki and his assistant were supposed to be a couple. Instead of that, they made them into brothers. Come on, Clover Ray. That's probably why most people hate the Clover Ray now. Let's see. Before I get into what happens to the trio in the original, my preferred version of their fate, let's talk about what happens to them in Sailor Moon Eternal, the 2 movies that are on Netflix. Sailor Moon Eternal is supposed to be based on the Dream arc in the manga, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. I'll tell you what I liked, what happened in the movies later, so stay tuned. So here comes a spoiler alert warning if you're planning on watching the Sailor Moon Eternal movies on Netflix. Tiger's Eye is killed by Sailor Mars, Hawk's Eye is dressed as a woman, and targets Makoto, but eventually he gets killed by Sailor Jupiter. Then we have Fish's Eye targeting Ami. The theme here is that the Amazon trio dies. So let's go back to the original anime and what I think is the better fate for the trio. In the Mirrors of Dreams, the Amazon's last stage episode, I cried. I didn't expect it, but it got me in the feels. Fish's Eye is the first one to question everything. Madame Zirconia tells the Amazon trio they were never humans to begin with. What really confirmed this was a few episodes later, Fish's Eye tried summoning a dream mirror from Tiger's Eye, but it didn't work. Fish's Eye figures out the true identity of Sailor Moon, and Chibiusa is the one that holds the perfect dreams for Pegasus to hide in. He was willing to give up this info for Zirconia if Zirconia promised that the trio would be able to keep their human forms forever. That didn't go well. Since Zirconia is always watching them, she assumed that Usagi was the one who had the dreams with Pegasus in him. Fish's Eye bonded with Usagi, even though Usagi saw Fish's Eye as a love rival. Zirconia was basically done with the trio at this point. He summoned a monster to finish them off for good. Unfortunately, Usagi's dream mirror got destroyed in the process. Hawk's Eye protected Fish's Eye when the monster aimed an attack at him. Tiger's Eye and Fish's Eye gave up becoming human in order to restore Usagi's dream mirror. They both died after giving up their power alongside Hawk's Eye and turned into their original forms. Luckily, Pegasus brought them back, and he gave them dream mirrors and turned them into humans. Pegasus says no soul capable of dreaming is ever truly lost. And they're seen into little orange energy balls and go into the clear forest. I don't know, some forest. And we be reborn in some another life. Anyway, that was just a lovely ending in my opinion. Just, well, more human and more emotion to it. I just loved it. And in the original, we got to know the trio and their personalities. I love seeing them interacting with each other. They always met in the bar of the Dead Moon Circus. They're talking about each other's type, and I think it's all great. We even get a little more human side of Tiger's Eye when he was targeting, or didn't even realize he was supposed to target Makoto in that one episode where they're all at the, I guess, the college festival of Mamoru's and them. But if you know, you know, the episode I'm talking about. But yeah, you saw a little blush, like, why is Makoto believing in me? I was gonna come back, but anyway, yeah, you should watch that. But anyway, alright, I'm gonna stop talking about that, because now we're gonna talk about my favorite moments from Sailor Moon Eternal. The Outer Sailor Guardians are living their lives. This is happening in the second movie. We got to see Haruka and Michiru being together. They look amazing, including Setsuna / Sailor Pluto. All of them are seen taking care of the reborn baby Hataru, or Sailor Saturn. You see them talking about, ooh, there's a sale on diapers, and they are just a married couple, with Setsuna co-parenting. But they're living together as a family. Plus, we see Michiru giving violin lessons to kids, and this reminds me of an episode back in season 3 of the original anime, an episode where Michiru teaches an art class. So I thought that was cool. Hataru, Sailor Saturn, gets to transform. Oh, excuse me. I always enjoy the Sailor Guardians transformation sequence. It's beautiful and I love watching it. But we never got to see Sailor Saturn. What? I keep saying it like that. Sailor Saturn transform until we get to Sailor Moon Eternal. So that was nice. Then we have Chibiusa transforms by herself. In the original anime, it's always Usagi and Chibiusa together. They always have to be together. They can't transform unless they are physically next to each other. Just crazy. Mamoru and Usagi, they get turned into children. They're adorable, even though this isn't supposed to be a good situation. Helios, the human form of Pegasus, appeared and explains that a black rose was passed from him to Mamoru because of the curse on Elysian through their connection. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the Amazon Quartet's true identities. In the original, they were villains that also came from the Dead Moon Circus. They helped the Sailor Guardians in the end, like the Amazon Trio. But there's so much more to them. It's confirmed that the Amazon Quartet are actually the future Guardians who protect Chibiusa in the future. Individually, their names are, I'm going to butcher them, I'm sorry, Sailor Ceres, Sailor Vesta, Sailor Palas or Payas, and Sailor Juno, the easiest person to pronounce. But, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out Season 4 of Sailor Moon, the original, on Hulu, and then the 2 movies, Sailor Moon Eternal on Netflix. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Were you a fan of the Amazon Trio like I was? Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos in the future. I'm Michaela. I will see you later. Bye.